I'm going to digitize an image of birds in flight. This is the full-size printed copy. I'm using Logictrace 2022, and the first thing I'm going to do here is define the four corners of my diagram. By defining the four corners of the diagram, it gives the display the full size of the diagram. My next selection is the circle command. The circle command is really neat because the computer echoes back the diameter, gives you a chance to override and input a different value if it's a bit off. I use a tape measure to check the diameter. All you're touching here is 3 points on that circle. Next, we'll trace out the inner circle. Shown here is the inner diameter check. Now that we've got the two circles traced out, now we'll start doing some of the internal tracing of the birds. There I'm just going to select tracing. Again, on the circle command, you're just touching 3 points on the circle. Now that the circles are traced out, I'm going to start tracing the birds, the interior part of those two circles. What I'm planning to do with this image is to cut it out of black vinyl and apply it to a white substrate. As I'm carrying on with the tracing, this is a good spot to talk about the new Logictrace 2022 program, as it's been completely rewritten, utilizing new technology, and works with all the computers, the PC and the Macintosh. The program creates an easy trace and accurate, and the program has two windows, a control window and a display window. The control is on the left, the display is on the right. The control window has easy-to-use buttons to switch between lines, arcs, curves, circles, and tracing, and gives very accurate patterns of what you're tracing. The display window has improved resolution and an added zoom feature. Under Options, the user can define how the program can be used to suit their needs, easily configured to suit. Under Setup, you select your drawing board configuration, the COM port, and the line thickness. That's the tracing line thickness. Also, you can select the color of that tracing. One unique feature is the ability of the program to extend the control window to another device, like a cell phone or an iPad. This way you can have that right beside you as you're tracing, and you can make your selections very quick. I don't use that feature because I would end up having to have another camera to monitor that device. I find the program easy to use and fast, and has the ability to be saved in different formats: DXF, PolyDXF, SVG, or PDF. At this point, it's a good time to mention that it's worthwhile saving your work frequently. When you save your work, the program also saves a working copy that can be reloaded later, and you can carry on tracing again. This would be good if you wanted a break, and then you just reload that file and carry on with your tracing right from where you left off. Getting close here to finishing up with the tracing, so the next step will be to take that file and load it into the vinyl cutter software. Here I've loaded that file that I just traced out into the vinyl cutter. I'm using a 24-inch black vinyl, and I'm going to start my cut. You'll notice that small white triangle in the bottom right-hand corner. That's a test cut to make sure that that vinyl is going to come off the backing. The removal of the vinyl from the backing is called weeding. It's difficult to see the cutting, but if you look at it very carefully, you can see the small fine lines where the vinyl cutter is cutting the vinyl. And when that file is cut out, the vinyl cutter will just cut that piece right off. Shown here, I've started some of the weeding process. There, it's all weeded. The next step now is to apply the pre-mask. Here I'm applying the vinyl to the substrate. This is the finished product. This is birds in flight. Looks good.